All right, this movie draft is going to be a little bit different than really any of the ones that we've done before. We're kind of trying to stick with like a horror movie theme, with it being Halloween season, October. And so we kind of floated the idea out there because Icky, not a big fan of the horror movies, right?
That's an understatement. I can't stand horror movies.
So we were trying to figure out a way that we could do another movie draft with Icky, but what would be something that would be more up his alley? And we went with comedy horror movies. Now, there are some that are obvious ones, like Scary Movie, things like that. There are horror movies that maybe are a little bit campy that would maybe kind of fall into that category.
Or just kind of like a Halloween vibe to them.
Yeah. So, we're going to shoot from the hip. If I don't have the posters, I don't have the posters. But based on the scores, Frank got to go first with the Julia Roberts movie draft that we already did. So, Icky, you will get to go first here for your comedy horror movies. So,
all right.
Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. Let's give it a shot.
I think you're going to have this one. It's easy, my number one pick, Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's probably one of the biggest go-tos right there. Simon Pegg, hell yeah.
Yes.
All right, Frank, what is your first choice?
I'm going with Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
You son of a bitch!
That is the funniest thing.
God!
Dude, that is a funny. If you can get through the gore and stuff, that is a funny. Two guys just oblivious of everything going on around them. It's great.
Icky, have you ever seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. That was going to be my number one pick because that movie is just, for anybody who's never seen it, basically it's Tucker and Dale, which, by the way, Andy Tudyk is one of my favorite and also, I think, most underrated actors out there, man. That guy's a genius. So there are these two rednecks that rent a cabin, and then there's this group of like high school kids that think that they're serial killers or think that they're murderers, and just all this crazy stuff keeps happening, and the kids just start dying off, and it's not actually Tucker and Dale's fault, but the kids think that it is their fault, and it's
great.
I highly recommend it, man. Go check out Tucker and Dale versus Evil. All right, well,
it missed a lot. Like people are now finding it. It just missed like its time period.
Yeah, I think it was ahead of its time a little bit.
Probably, and the actors weren't really known, so
All right, well, my number one pick. Idle Hands. So I do have to tell you this story. Last weekend, my kid went to a birthday party, and they watched Scream, the new one with Jenna Ortega.
Okay.
Is that Scream 6 then?
I think. I don't really know.
Okay.
But she said it was good. So then we got to talking to her about it, and we actually sat down and watched the first Scream this past weekend, and then we already started Scream 2. And one of my other goals is to try to figure out a way that we can all watch Idle Hands, because I love this movie. It's a fantastic movie.
Great movie. Well, I kind of forgot about that, actually.
Idle Hands. All right. Oh, God. See, now I'm really going to have to struggle for my second pick because you guys were already taking the ones that I wanted.
Haha.
In regards to comedy, see, here's where I struggle. But I think it's this one. I think it's number 2.
The one with the little hands.
I think, that's number 2. I got to go with number 2. Yeah, Scary Movie 2. Scary Movie 1 is good, but I think Scary Movie 2 was an even better flick. So, all right, going back to you, agree. Frank. What do you got?
I'm going to go with Death Becomes Her.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Another great one. Yeah.
That one, I remember seeing that, staying home sick for one day, and I did not know what the hell I was seeing because I came in like 30 minutes late, but I was kind of fixated because I'd never seen that kind of, just what they were doing. And I was lost throughout the whole movie, but yeah, Death Becomes Her. I'm going to go with that.
All right.
Have you watched it recently? Is it still hold up?
Yeah, it still does. There's some things that, it looks like the graphics they looked aged, but for the most part, it's done really well.
And Meryl Streep looked hot.
I mean, she was only in her, 30s or 40s at that point?
Yeah. All right, Icky, you get to go back to back, my man.
All right, for number 2, going with another one of my all-time favorites, Young Frankenstein.
Haha.
Oh shit! I didn't get.
He
that
doesn't
one.
have the poster.
No, I got it. It's in another folder somewhere. I just don't have it readily available.
There it is.
Got him.
But that's a. But yeah, that's definitely a good one there. And what is your third pick?
Since I did zombies on the first one, I'm going to shift gears on my third and go for the gore, but kind of an outlandish one, and say Cocaine Bear.
Oh, Cocaine Bear. I did not have that one either, but solid choice based on a true story.
Allegedly.
I remember we talked about the news story on the air, and then the news story quickly became they're actually going to make a movie about this. All right, Frank, what's your third and final pick?
Would you consider Lost Boys a comedy?
Well,
It was on a lot of the lists.
I mean, I would say yes because I have the poster. So
All right, then I'll go Lost Boys.
he's going Lost Boys.
Because it also has the coolest saxophone freaking solo in any movie you've ever seen.
That's true. So
And that guy's still jacked and still playing the sax.
there are a lot of honorable mentions, and oddly enough, I'm just going to tell you what my final pick is right now, and I totally forgot to get the this poster, but Nightmare just put it in the YouTube chat. What We Do in the Shadows is going to be my third choice.
That was on my list as well. That's such a funny movie.
That series is what's it, last season is this year?
And the, yeah, and the
movie,
TV
though,
show.
the movie's so much better than the TV show.
I know,
Yeah,
but
I've
the
seen the
TV
movie,
show
yeah.
is really. I'm telling you, Matt Berry in
Yeah,
the
the lead
TV
actor.
show is just freaking hilarious.
Have you seen
The
like
main
his,
Clement's hard to beat.
have you seen his stuff from beforehand when he was like doing different skits, and there's
Yeah.
one where he's like walking up to single women. He's like, "Oh yes, hello, how are you?" And he's like trying to help her, and she goes, "Yeah, this is for my boyfriend." He goes, "Yeah," and he just slams whatever they're doing down. Like this one girl's
I'm
carrying
telling
a
you,
lot
man,
of
that
beers. Like,
dude
"Yeah,
is
let me take that for
underrated.
you."
Underrated.
That's for my girlfriend. That's for my mom. And yes, your mom. And that's for my boyfriend. And he just dumps all the beer and just walks away.
All right, some honorable mentions. Obviously, any of the Addams Family movies. Those are going to be honorable mentions here for kind of comedy horror movies. Here's one I was wondering if anybody was going to pick: Arachnophobia.
Man, that movie was too scary to me to be a comedy.
It was too scary. The spiders get you.
Yeah, I'm not a big spider, especially the giant one at the end. That's no.
I was actually texting Alan about this one earlier because this one had my biggest teenage crush in it.
Julie Roberts.
No.
Tales from the Crypt Master.
No.
Bordello of Blood. That's the one with where Dennis Miller goes and fights all the stripper.
Angie
Viking,
frickin'
like,
Everhart, dude.
Vampires.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What happened to her? She kind of disappeared, didn't she?
She ended up on like one of like the surreal lives or something because I think she had a bit of a. I mean, I don't want to throw this out there without researching
drug
it,
problem?
but maybe. I don't know.
But she got thyroid cancer.
Oh, there you go. So, or there's that. Some other honorable mentions. You got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is another one I kind of want to watch with my kid. I think that one would be kind of right up her alley.
She still looks good.
I you know what? I honestly thought Frank was gonna pick. This was one movie I thought Frank was gonna
Mona
pick.
Lisa Smiles.
No.
I've never seen it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sorry.
Oddly
I know
enough,
who that
nobody
is, though.
chose Ernest Scared
Oh.
Stupid.
I would have. That's such a great kid one.
This movie
What's
is
up, Booger Lips?
super dumb, but it's become a tradition for us actually to watch it.
That's a funny movie.
Because it's one that we can watch with the kid, and it's Adam Sandler, stupid, silly, goofy, and you don't have to take it too seriously. Another one that's actually really good that just came out last year was Disney's Haunted Mansion. I was very impressed by how they were able to actually kind of incorporate it, because the one that they had previously done with Eddie Murphy was just stupid. This one was
How
really
about
good.
a bumper sandwich, Booger Lips? That's what he says.
Oh my god.
Yeah, some
I
of the
also-
ones that were on my list as well were like Ghostbusters,
Okay. I don't have that.
Gremlins.
I do have Gremlins, but the one that I actually probably would have gone with would have been Gremlins 2.
Okay, I didn't see Gremlins too.
Hulk Hogan's
also-
in there and gets the movie back on track.
Yeah, he does.
And Zombieland's another one's on my list.
Got that?
Now, one that was on the comedy horror list that kind of threw me off was American Psycho. Is that a comedy?
Well, because it was supposed to be it was supposed to be like a dark comedy. The way it was, the way it was handled.
There's not a lot of
writer,
funny things
yeah.
about chasing her down with the chainsaw and stuff like that.
Well, the writer was supposed to he was supposed to be making fun of the yuppie culture of the '80s, and that was like his dark comedic story. I think like the screenplay made it darker, but the original writer, he wanted it to be like a dark comedy of how he viewed the yuppie culture of the '80s. So it was, yeah, I think it was intended to be a kind of dark comedy.
Yeah, I don't see it.
But Christian Bale took it all the way and just went fucking nuts in it.
All right, what other honorable mentions you got? You got any more?
That's it.
Let me see here.
Ernest Goes to Jail.
Oh, it's a horror, but
that
I
Medea
figured
goes to
I
jail?
was honestly thinking Frank
Ernest
would go
Goes
with
to
this.
Prison. Killer Clowns.
Dude, the
That
cotton
movie,
candy
yeah.
thing, man, was terrifying back in the day. Are you kidding me?
Well, there's your link with Ernest Scared Stupid, because they used the clown mask for some of the gremlins. Wolfman's got balls?
Nards, dude, come on!
Whatever.
Ah,
so
I
long since
lobbed
I've
that
seen it.
one up
That's-
for you, and you screwed it up.
That's Kai's line. Kai was the one that always said it. not me.
Wolfman's got nards.
Nards. Kick him in the balls. Kick him in the balls. Wolfman don't have balls.
I would have also throw like even like the Scooby Doo in the early 2000s. Oddly
saw
enough,
any of
pretty
those.
good movies. Do you know who was behind these? You know who wrote these?
Josh Whedon.
James Gunn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,